right, Joellen, how you doing today?
Doing good.
Good. So we're here at your playground, the University of Memphis.
Yes.
Right? Looks like we'll be planting hollies.
Yeah, we're going to be planting a Japanese holly
Okay.
called Soft Touch.
Soft to touch.
Yes,
How
because
about
it's
that?
soft to touch.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And again, we're going to plant this a little bit wider than the container, but
Okay.
not as deep. You know, want to have up out of the ground just a little bit. The first thing we're going to do is look at the root system
All
of
right.
this.
Can you get it out? All right. There you go.
And as you can see, this is really well filled with roots. It's starting to come out the bottom. These circling roots need to be stopped, so we'll put a few cuts in the circling roots.
Okay.
You can use it with a shovel, but I like to use this just to give it a little cut.
And tell us, what does that do, Joellen?
This stops these circling roots from circling in the container, because they will just keep circling
Right.
in the once you plant them. When you cut them like this, where it's cut, these roots will stop going in a circle, because all the roots want to do is anchor the shrub going away from the center of the shrub.
Good.
So stopping the circling will cause the roots to go away from the center of the shrub, and it'll anchor itself. And that's about all you have to do.
All right, that's it. Okay.
So
All right.
we'll dig a hole
So
a
we go
little
ahead
bit
and
wider.
get started, right? Oh, this is, nice.
Well, we
Look at
did
that.
do a little bit of mending and tilling here
Oh,
before we
man.
planted this section. And it makes a difference.
Oh, made it easy on me. I like that. Make sure to get it wide. All right.
Wide is better.
Wide is better.
Since I have this, I will measure the depth of this.
All right,
And we'll
what do you
see.
think?
I think it's deep enough.
All right. Look
We'll
at that.
square off the bottom
Okay.
so we won't leave any air pockets underneath it. Place the plant in.
Oh, look at that.
Make sure it has, you know, all plants have a face, and to me this looks like it's the back part of it. The better part forward to me is right there.
So all plants have a face. I like
They
that.
all have faces.
Okay.
And then we will just
I want to see the smiling face, right? Look at that.
fill in, leaving some of it up out of the ground.
Okay.
Now when we mulch, the mulch will go over the top.
Okay. Tap
And
it down
that
a little
will,
bit.
it's nice and planted and ready to continue growing in this bed.
How about that? Oh, I'm getting better, Joellen. I'm
It's
getting better.
That looks good.
All right.
And now you see we've put the roots out of the ground just a little
All right.
bit because we want it to be well drained.
Okay.
And we are going to put mulch over the top of it, which will cover the root system.
Good deal.
But we want it to be well drained, and we want those roots in the bottom to have plenty of air circulation so they can grow and grow out from the plant.
Sounds good.
Well, we've got a few more to plant, and I'm going to have Ashley and Zodrick come and finish planting these for us.
Good deal. Y'all come on in. Good deal. All right. So what else do we need to know about hollies?
Well, this Japanese holly, they like zones 5 through 7.
Okay.
And one thing that I've noticed in this last winter, we had a really severe cold snap that
Yeah.
made a lot of the evergreen broadleaf shrubs and trees defoliate.
Yeah, sure did.
I mean, it was really bad. But you know, we have some of these at the nursery here at the university,
Okay.
and they stayed green and never had any problems
How about that?
in a container up out of sight of the ground. So this is going to be a good plant for us because it goes up to zone 5.
Okay.
And we are here in zone 7. So again, you know, going up a little bit in zones,
Yeah, the 7D.
just to make sure that they can take some severe cold weather that we have, and yet it does well in zones 7 and sometimes even 8 and 9, but
about
not as much in 8 and 9 because they do get the heat and humidity they don't like.
Okay.
Because they'll get more. Japanese holly get a lot more of the diseases and pest problems
Oh, gotcha.
when it's hot and humid.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if you're going to plant these there in that area, you might want to make sure they're extremely well drained.
Yeah, it's got to be
Extremely
well
well
drained.
drained.
That is for sure. But these look good though, and I'm just glad to know that they survived that harsh winter that we had this
They
past
really
winter.
did, and they did a good job. So but they have the same problems that Japanese hollies have, which is a lot of the disease problems, but that's usually caused by being wet too long.
Right.
So well-drained areas are essential for them.
Okay. So again, planting high will help
Planting
with that.
high will help all of that.
Let's talk about some other hollies that people may be interested in.
Yeah, there's a lot of Chinese hollies that are dwarf and good for foundation plants, just like these Japanese hollies, like the Carissas. But they have a wider leaf on them, and that's they're Chinese hollies.
Okay.
They also do well, but some of them have had trouble this year when we had that cold snap.
Sure.
But they also do well, and especially in drought. The Carissa holly does very well in a drought situation.
Okay.
And that does good. There's also a native holly that's called Yopon.
Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
And they did very well in cold and heat.
Okay.
So that's another good holly to choose for a foundation plant.
Okay. Yeah, so people just do their research. There are all kind of hollies out there. Find the right one for your situation.
That's
all right.
right.
Thank you, Joellen. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. To find out more information on this topic, just click on the familyplotgarden.com link in the description.